Good day, everyone, and welcome to our online class. So, today we're going to talk about something that we cannot see but is always beneath us. So, for today's lesson, we're gonna talk about the layers of the earth. So, first, let me ask you this. What do you think is inside the earth? Is it solid all the way through? Or does it have any layers? So for today, we're gonna find out the answers. So for our objectives in this lesson, you will learn to identify the layers of the earth, describe each layer briefly, and finally, understand why they are important. So now, let's begin from the surface going inward. So the first layer is what we call the crust. So this is the outermost layer of the earth. It is the part where we live. So first, I'm going to ask you a question. What are some things you can find in the crust? Any idea? Okay. Yes, we can find land, water, mountains, and soil. And it is actually very thin compared to the other layers. And below the crust is what we call the mantle. And this is the thickest layer of the earth. So another question. If it is the thickest layer, what do you think it is made of? Okay? Any idea again? Yes, because it is made of hot, semi-solid rock that slowly moves. So, this movement is important because it causes changes on the Earth's surface. Next, so the next layer is the outer core. So this layer is made of liquid metal and mainly iron and nickel. So I have another question. So why do you think this layer is liquid? Okay? Any guess? Yes, because of the extremely high temperature. So at the very center is what we call the inner core. Even though it's extremely hot, it is solid due to intense pressure. So another question. Anyone can answer, okay? Which layer do you think is the hottest? Yes? Okay, it is the inner core. So these layers are important because they affect the movement of the earth, formation of landforms, and natural events like earthquake and volcanoes. And by understanding this, it will help us better to understand our planet. So now, let's summarize the layers of the earth. Crust, it is where we live. Mantle, thick moving layer. And the outer core, it is the liquid. And the last layer is what we call? Yes, inner core, which is the solid and the hottest. So, before we end our class today, I want you to think about this. Why is it important to understand what is inside the earth? Okay? Because it helps us understand how our planet works. So that concludes our lesson for today. Thank you for listening and I hope that you learned something new. Okay? See you in our next class.